happy hump day. Best day of the week, y'all. Other than Friday and occasionally Monday. Right? Don't go anywhere. We are going to talk about zombie self-defense force when we get right back. Don't go anywhere.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
Oh, it's Wednesday. That's right. The mighty hump day. We're always so excited for it to get here. And then I have to talk about this movie. Okay. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for being here. We're always glad to have you. I love it to see all of you here. In the description down below are some links. Links to our website, links to our merch page, links to Bushido Blues, just all sorts of stuff. Check it out. Thank you. And as always, just as an aside, real quick before we get started, you are not alone if you are ever feeling depressed or alone or down or like there's no way out of what you're in. At the end of every one of my videos is a page with the numbers to reach out to someone because you're never alone. I promise there's somebody else that feels just like you do and they want to help you. So, okay. I found this movie accidentally. My son, my oldest son, bought a box of movies on eBay and this was in there. And when I saw it, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right here. And he loaned it to me. I think he loaned it to me. I may have taken it. Either way, this movie just looked so bad that maybe it's good. That being said, it's not. But we'll get there. Hold on. Let's bring it up and take a look, shall we? Okay. Zombie Self-Defense Force. I'm not trying to say the original title. 2006, hour and 15 minutes. Oh, that was about an hour too long. This covers the gambit for things that happen. A spaceship falls from the sky and crashes, causing a green mist to go over this forest, and people turn into zombies. Now, one thing we need to get out of the way. The minute you put the disc in to your player, if you're going to watch this on physical media, like for instance, if you find this and think, oh, that might be good. There's blood, there's guts, there's sex, there's rape, there's nudity, there's gore, and that's all in the trailers before you ever get to this movie. That's right. No warnings. Which, okay. But, and then the movie starts. And at the beginning of this movie is some propaganda about how crappy America is. Based on past wars and things that have been done. Coming from the perspective of the person that made this movie, who I can only assume is Japanese. But then he says not to, he's not trying to crap on all of America because rock and roll, hamburgers, and Hollywood movies are fantastic. But either way, and then the movie begins. Now, I like a bad movie, okay? Like, sometimes I can just get into a really bad movie. And this movie has about 3 funny bits in it. And I'm going to tell you what those are. There's the zombie baby trying to kill somebody with an umbilical cord by tossing it across the room like a rope and wrapping it around their neck and yanking. That made me laugh out loud. It was ridiculous. Secondly, there's the military guy who comes up to a glass door where the military guys who are not zombies are inside, and he's standing there groaning, and suddenly he's missing his throat, and suddenly he snaps a salute. Hilarious. And then there's the hairdresser chick who just keeps wandering around spraying hairspray and combing air. Okay. There are some bits in this that are really funny. And I will give props to the physical effects, zombie effects, like the ripping of the throat out, biting the fingers off, biting somebody's arm, biting their leg, and the blood spurting. The physical effects are well done. You can tell, and they say this at the beginning of the disc, before the movie starts, that George Romero was a genius. And I will say they have worked really hard to do some really nice practical effects in this movie. The digital effects, however, are complete and utter garbage, and they look laughably ridiculous. Stop putting digital effects in your low-budget film when you could have done it practically. That's just my opinion. Your practical effects look so good. Why do you need fake computer blood spraying when you've shown numerous times in numerous scenes blood spurting special effects, like physically, like a physical effect? Doesn't make any sense. The premise of the story is fine. It was an enjoyable premise. And the movie itself is semi-watchable. The acting is horrible for the most part. This is not a good movie. But if you're bored, it's watchable. And it's an hour and 15 minutes. So if zombie movies are your thing, groovy. But overall, I can't tell you to watch. This is not a good movie. No. And just as an aside, in movies, in cinema in general, especially Asian cinema, I've found, when you watch classic movies, whether it be kung fu movies or samurai movies or what have you, a lot of directors have put in, if they have a problem with either their government or a war, and even American directors do this and storytellers do this. They have a problem with the government or war or a class of person or whatever, and they in their story that they've written a well-rounded, great story, there's an undertone dragging that thing they have a problem with. Notice I said undertone. The person that made this movie decided to go with the American hate all the way through the movie. And even in the climax of the movie. Okay, great. It's good that you're Japanese and you are a patriotic person. But did you not consider that this would get released in America and some people may want to buy it and you might have gained fans? A good storyteller can put a message there. Now, I realize in Hollywood, they've forgotten this as well. The messaging doesn't have to hit you in the face. It can be an undertone. It can be a side, like a small bit, like something you gotta really look for. And when you see it, you can't unsee it, right? It's talent when you do that. And so you can make a film that everyone can enjoy. Hollywood, right? So as far as I'm concerned, this is as good as any Hollywood messaging hammer But either way, it's not a good movie. For what it is, a zombie, like, low budget zombie film, great. They pulled it off. It's got some funny bits in it. But don't look for anything, like, spectacular out of it. You know, I'm not sure if it's on streaming. I don't care. I didn't even bother looking because I had a physical copy. But there you go. Hey, that's the Hump Day review. I can't get that hour and 15 minutes back. But I'm not a zombie like, my zombie film of choice is Shaun of the Dead. You know, comedy. Like, I'm not into horror, you guys. With the exception of a few different ones. They gotta be unique. This is not unique. This is... And to be fair, this is not even... The zombie self-defense force isn't even a zombie. They didn't know zombies were going to show up. It's just some military guys, alright? So anyway, there you have it. Oh, and by the way, one of the military people is not... They had died, and scientists, like, rebuilt their body. They're a robot. Yeah. Don't worry. It's all, like I said, this thing just like a pinball, just hit every single goalpost it could find, and to, like, this is the only chance we're gonna get to make a movie. Let's put everything in it. Maybe something will stick. So there you go. Another thing you could, if that's your thing, you could watch it. All right, I'm out. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm going away. Got stuff to do. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thanks again for being here. As always, from Michael the Microphone, Bob, Squeaky Chair in the back, and this big fat silly nerd. We'll see you on Friday.